Welcome back to another episode of Blue Belt Combat Sports with your hosts Zach and Neil.
What up?
Start out with give a shout out to Moicano, given a short notice championship fight, but he still took it.
Poor Money Moicano, dude. I feel bad for him, but I mean, hey, it's a game.
Yeah, it is what it is.
He'll be back.
What's your thoughts on the fight, Zach?
Oh man. I mean, it kind of just it was over like quicker than I thought it was gonna go. I was really kind of hoping that Moicano would be able to hold him off for, until like second or third round. But I mean, I just given the short notice nature of it, I just figured Moicano or Makashev was just gonna kind of drown him. But he ended up just kind of snatching him quickly, which surprised me. Probably shouldn't have, but it surprised me. I'm just like, oh shit. Kind of just took me back. Um, but I mean, Makashev's just, lightweight goat as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the guy, I believe
Mm-mm.
he broke, yeah, he did break
No,
the record. He got
no,
four title defenses. That's a long-standing
no,
record. Huh?
no. I'm gonna call you out right now. He is not the GOAT.
Really?
Khabib is.
I disagree.
Khabib could have easily. He was 32 when he retired. He could have easily had another five or seven title
Could have,
defenses.
could have, but didn't.
He beat Connor, Poirier, and Gaethje all in their primes.
I'm not saying, look, Khabib is like, second or third, probably second.
Dude, Islam beat Poirier in June
I'll
this
tell you,
past. He
I'll tell
beat.
you what gives me, what kind of in my head gives Makashev the edge. Okay, several reasons. All right, number one, first and foremost, he's broken the title defense record. All wins being in impressive fashion. Okay, there was one fight that went the distance, and it was a classic. He is, if we try to compare Makashev and Khabib's career right now, Khabib has the edge because he was undefeated, 29-0, retires early, 29-0. Great.
But there was
Mak
also never any close title fights.
Right. I mean, sure, but Khabib was certainly more dominant because he took less risks, which worked out for him. But I mean, Makashev though, he takes more risks and he kind of ends up in positions that you might not expect him to be in because of that. But he always pulls through it though. Like he's never like been swallowed up by his own bad decisions. He's always able to, if he does, you know, get into an exchange that he shouldn't have got into, whatever, he rebounds. He knows how to adjust on the fly. He's got a great corner in Khabib and Dagestan squad that I mean, Javier Mendez. I mean, they're great tacticians, and and both him and Khabib would stick to their game plans. But Makhachev has just a more well-rounded game, and this is also what
Mm-hmm.
kind of gives an edge over Khabib in my brain for best of all time as well too, because Khabib had solid striking. His hands shouldn't be
He dropped
slept on.
Connor.
He did drop Connor, but Connor wasn't respecting Khabib's offense. He was
Doesn't matter.
completely
He still
focused on the
dropped him.
ground. You're right, it doesn't, but it wasn't. Khabib doesn't have. He never had K1 striking, you know,
No.
but Makhachev kind of does. I really believe this guy can hang with anybody in striking, hang with anybody on the ground. He's the most well-rounded guy
Mm-hmm.
to like ever come out of a lightweight. I don't know. It's just he
I was
just
gonna say all
pulls.
time is John Jones or
Yeah, I mean,
GSP,
I wouldn't say
but
all time. I mean, that's just too broad of a statement to make. I mean, we're
yeah,
just kind of looking at the lightweight division, and I mean, his contenders are Khabib, obviously, we've been talking about, as well as
Benson.
BJ Penn. Benson, not really. Benson had the title defenses, but Benson was great, extremely talented, solid champion. But problem with Benson was that during his title reign, he was winning. Some would consider them close fights. Other people would consider them robbers. For example, the second Frank Yeager fight. In my opinion, Frank Yeager should have won that. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm not trying to shit on Benson Henderson. I'm just saying, if you look at that second Frank Yeager fight with him
Yeah.
between Ben and Frankie, Frankie should have won it. He didn't. He lost on some ridiculous scorecards. I think he got 49-46 or something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that. If you watch the fight, it doesn't make sense. Fight and judges just doesn't add up. So I mean, Benson, yeah, I mean, he was there for a while, but he wasn't he was not winning in the way that makes you say, "Wow, that guy is the best I've ever seen."
Okay.
Where
Yeah.
Makhachev does.
Okay. Cool. I just wanted to hear your argument. Sounds good. Because it's you've proven your point. Like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's all I really to say
yeah, no, no,
about
I
it.
agree with you. I think he should fight Charles next.
Yeah, I see Charles.
Here's the thing with him and Alex. You guys need to beat champions who have title defenses to like up your resume, you know?
Mhm.
Like he needs a defense against Charles and a defense against Gaethje because Gaethje is a former title challenger and interim champion, and Khabib beat him. If you can beat him and you beat Charles, you got what, six defenses, which we'll probably get to, and then after that, I think he goes up to welterweight. I assume Bilal by then is no longer the champion, or
It is
Bilal's
worth
moved up to
noting that
middleweight.
he's already beaten Charles
Yeah, but like if I'm talking about for an
as
actual
champ.
title defense, he beat Charles to get the title.
Okay, fair enough.
Beating a guy
No, I mean,
for
hey, I'm down for a rematch. I'm just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like, he
yeah,
was a champ.
yeah. But I think beating him for a title defense is a whole different ball game where you get more respect if you beat Charles and Gaethje.
Sure.
So I'm
And
going with that. Moicano should probably fight Patty next.
yeah, I mean, I think Patty has a couple different. They could go a couple different directions with him. I mean, they could do Michael Chandler or they could do
You know,
Moicano.
we're just go.
Um,
We'll talk about Patty later,
Honestly,
but
it's kind
yeah,
of a pick 'em. You know, it's kind of a
yeah,
pick 'em with those two, just because Moicano now has. I mean, more people know Moicano now because of how he stepped in
hmm
now. So he's got the name value that Michael Chandler has.
yeah,
Maybe I don't know. Michael Chandler's probably definitely still more known. He does stuff with like Barstool, like my little brother knows fucking Michael Chandler. You know, he doesn't even watch him.
yeah.
But
Well, he watches it now. He watches.
he does, but he's not like
Get
he
him to watch the
has
podcast. He'll learn.
if he I he's just outside of it. Like he's not in
Yeah,
the
he's a
sort of like
casual.
yeah. Um,
He
but
he's
you
he,
need that. You can. I think they were looking at the Michael Chandler fight because they want Patty to have like a name recognition fight
yeah.
or a ranked guy who's beatable for him
Michael Chandler
that
goes
has
on
name
bussing
value.
with the boys, so he's got that name value. He go on
Yeah, so
bussing with
like
the
they could
boys.
do Michael Chandler's probably play for that.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Also,
could do Moicano, but I don't know. I mean, that's a pick 'em. I mean, I would be down to see either one. I think Moicano would beat him. I don't necessarily believe Chandler would beat Patty though. I'm not. I'm just not as convinced of that.
uh, I just want to give a quick shout out to Bussin' with the Boys, great podcast, and
Shout out to Boston
also
with the boys.
Moicano should fight Patty. They've been talking shit all year. They need to fight.
Yeah, I mean
But yeah,
that's the grudge match. That'd be the more competitive fight. I feel, or not competitive. Both fights are competitive,
yeah,
but I have more faith in Moicano to beat Patty than I would
hmm
Chandler.
for sure. Yeah. What was next?
Marab and Umar.
Marab and Umar, the fight of the fucking night. What a crazy fight.
This was an amazing fight. This was an amazing fight. I think. I mean, where do I even begin? I mean, Umar started off so strong, right? I mean, this was just such an amazing fight from the
He
jump
broke his
because
hand.
Umar, yeah, he did break his hand in the first round. He started out so strong, right? I mean, he was out wrestling
He
Marab, and I
he
mean, he
also
was
ran
just
out
kind
of
of
gas though.
yeah. I mean, he was just beating him everywhere. He was like hitting him. He was just putting Marab on his back foot, which not many people were even able to do, right? I mean, Marab just drowns people from the jump typically. So I thought that was really impressive start, exciting scrambles, all that stuff. I mean, third round kicks in and Rob fucking business mode, dude. just, I mean, just bit down and for 15 straight minutes. Just, I mean, I've never seen somebody. I guess I have maybe, but like not a high profile fight like gain. I felt like he was only like in the third, fourth, fifth round. He was only gaining cardio. You know what I mean? Like his
Yeah.
pace was only increasing. Like it was he could have gone like I feel like he could have fought an hour
Yeah.
of the way he was fighting. It was just didn't it reminded me of like Clay Guida. Not
No,
okay,
no,
he's so much
no.
better than Clay Guida. No, no, no. So much better than Clay Guida. But when Clay Guida would fight like 25 minutes and he would be fighting like a hard 25 minutes, he would be like jumping up and down during during like the scorecards and all that. And he'd just like be bouncing. It's like, dude,
You,
slow down. And I
I,
think
I,
that same feeling.
I think Cardio Kane is probably the best reference.
No, I don't mean like in his fighting ability. He's so much better than Clay Guida. I mean like in his unending jumping
Yeah,
up and down.
Cardio Kane.
Yeah. Kane wasn't doing jumping jacks during the
No,
decision though.
but Kane had the gas tank.
Yeah, sure, but I just mean body language. Anyways, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I think this is just one of the best bantamweight title fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could find like a Dillashaw fight or Cruz fight, maybe like Garber and Cruz or something like that. I mean, shit like that. Like it's right up there with all that. Um, yeah, I just think it shows like Marab. I mean, Marab has a reputation of being boring, but that's just because nobody keeps up with him.
Yeah.
Put somebody like Umar in there, and somebody can keep up with him. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
that's the thing.
that
Aljo gets called boring, but when you have another grappler fighting him, all of a sudden it gets fun.
right.
When
You
you have
just
two
need somebody.
grapplers going at it, they're either going to kickbox the shit out of each other or they're going to grapple, and these exchanges are going to be insane.
Yeah, you just need somebody you can hang with.
Yeah.
I mean, Marab coming in at a plus 225 underdog is nuts, but it shows like what can happen with the level of competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was an amazing fight. Marab's, I mean, he might be. I mean, I've seen people like start to call him the bantamweight goat.
No, he needs title defenses.
Yeah, I mean, he probably needs title defenses. I get what they're saying. The argument is just based on resume with who
Yeah.
he's beaten because he's beaten anybody you could ask him to beat, really.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so
so as always, future matchups, I think he should fight Piotr Yan or O'Malley next.
Piotr or O'Malley. All right, let's look at the. I want to look at the rankings.
So Piotr Yan beat Song Yadong and
All right.
Figgy already. So he's on a 2 fight win streak.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could justify it for sure.
Because O'Malley said he wants to take off for a year, and Umar is going to be out till probably September, October with the hand surgery and needing another camp.
Mhm.
And he needs to fight. He needs another fight before he gets a title shot. So he's not going to be doing shit. Like, and Marab said he wants to fight in June and then October again. He must be active this year. So
Yeah.
they're probably gonna do. I think they're probably gonna do Piotr Yan. O'Malley said he wants to be. He got injured. I think in September he fought, and he said he wants to be back in like a year. So he wants to take a year off.
Mhm.
So it'll probably be Piotr Yan and then O'Malley.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of rematches for him lined up. And this is kind of the argument. It's like, I mean, unless you get like Mario Batista or somebody in there, but you got to fast track him. I mean, but I don't know.
I would like to see. I know this is probably a long shot. I want to see them give Corey a title shot.
Which one? Sorry.
The
Poirier?
Sandman.
Oh, Corey. Corey. I thought you said Poirier. I'm like, what the hell?
No, no, no.
No, Corey. Yeah, but Corey needs to get a win.
If Corey wins one fight, I think he gets a title shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their plans are in the next matchup. I mean, I'm looking at Sandhagen and Figueredo next to each other in the rankings. I'm like, that'd be a firefight.
Yeah, give them that should be a number one contenders fight. O'Malley probably will come back. I'm gonna predict he fights Yan next, and then O'Malley, and then Figgy, and then he's gonna go probably. I don't know. He might lose after that, or he might just keep going. We'll see.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was that. In terms of Umar, I think he should fight either Figgy or Piotr Yan next.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Figueredo's coming off loss, so I believe he's coming off loss, right? I
Yeah,
think so.
he fought Piotr Yan and
Yeah, he
lost.
fought Jan. That's right. So yeah, you gotta give it to Jan.
That I
Situation.
hate that they made that fight the main event in fucking China. It's like, dude, this is a number one contender fight potentially. Like, you have
Yeah,
to put this on like a fight night card or a pay-per-view.
yeah. They just kind of buried it. I mean, I kind of get what they're doing. They're trying to grow the market. But still, it's give me 1 second. 1 second.
Sorry for the interruption, y'all. We just had to bring on the mascot of the podcast.
Young beans, bluebell beans.
Oh, look at Beans. She's so cute.
That's the mascot.
That's my head. I was headless. I was headless for a second there. But yeah, no. Yeah, I think we discussed everything we needed to with Umar in that one. Next one,
Yeah,
Yuri and Jamal Hill.
you're in Jamal Hill. Let me get my mic closer. Yeah,
Uh,
Yuri and Jamal Hill. I
y
believe Jamal didn't make the necessary adjustments, like necessary defensive
yeah.
adjustments to to be able to keep up with Yuri. I mean, Yuri has his mistakes too, but
hmm
he's a wild man and he just thrives in those wild like firefights, where Jamal's just more controlled, and Yuri dragged him into a firefight.
hmm
He was just getting clipped. I mean, Yuri has crazy, just lean strength, and he just clobbered him. I mean,
Hmm.
it was kind of competitive. I mean, they went back and forth. It was a good fight. But I mean, Yuri was just hitting him with
Dude,
crazy stopping power and just slipping Jamal. The speed difference was nuts. I mean, he was just slipping his punches
Y
and cracking him.
Yuri with head movement is like next level.
Yeah, and he was getting clipped. I mean, he still needs to make some adjustments for sure. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but who the fuck am I even to judge that anyways in the first place? Um,
Isn't it crazy though that like I think Jamal Hill got knocked down like 4 times in this fight or something like that, and he never got knocked down before the Pereira fight. I think his chin's just gone.
he's also fighting guys who hit way harder too than
I
he's
know, but he
typically
fought like
fighting
Johnny
before.
Walker, Thiago Santos, Glover, who hit hard, but he didn't get knocked down ever.
Look, unfortunately, those guys just were not the same guys that they were when they were coming up. They just weren't. Like
I
Thiago
mean, but
Santos was a
I
from
just
anything post Jones. Thiago Santos is a shell,
right, but his power was still there, and like
but his
Jamal Hill
speed
just
wasn't.
seems
His
that's
speed was not,
I
and
guess.
that.
I mean,
Okay, I'm sorry. Finish your point. Keep talking over you. Go.
I think his chin is gone. I think Pereira took his chin away.
Mhm.
Like you agree, his
Possible.
chin is a little gone.
His well, yeah. I mean, now his chin's definitely a little suspect. He's coming off 2 straight knockout losses.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if he has a glass chin, and that might be. I think it might be too early to tell there. But what I really think is the main struggle is the fact that he's fighting guys now who are way faster than him.
Yeah.
Because when he was fighting um, Thiago Santos and Glover
Glover.
Teixeira and those guys, he's just fast. He was those guys are older. They're 38 and up or
Yeah.
36 and up, and I'm not, those aren't bad wins. They're good wins, but you're just looking at I don't necessarily think we're seeing a decline in skill.
Yeah.
I just think maybe we're seeing a matchup ceiling, you know,
Yeah.
unless he really improves his speed. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of been the main difference between his wins and losses. Just, I mean, his 3 losses are Paul Craig, which he just kind of got wrapped up in the Paul Craig triangle. But
Yeah.
Yuri and I'm just repeating myself, but Yuri and Poatan were just faster. So I just think that's the main difference.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I think his chin is gone. But I know Yuri looked good. I think Yuri's getting better. I think he needs to fight. Uh, who should he fight? I don't even. Uh, Olberg's already fighting. Let me
Goldberg's
see the
fighting Jan.
rankings. Olberg's fighting whoever beat wins Jan or Olberg should fight Alex after Ankalaev.
Right.
Because I have Alex beating Ankalaev. Um, honestly, Yuri is probably gonna have to wait for Yuri should fight the loser of Ankalaev Pereira, if that makes sense. Like if Ankalaev loses to Pereira and Yuri fights Ankalaev and beats him, he can get a title shot off of that because Ankalaev was that good.
A Yuri Ankalaev matchup could be cool. Be an
Yeah,
interesting matchup.
assuming Ankalaev loses to Alex, but
Yeah, right.
he's not getting the title shot over Jan or Olberg because those guys Jan took Pereira to decision, a split decision, so you kind of have to give him respect for that. And then Olberg's on like a 7 fight win streak or 8 fight win streak or something like that. So
Yeah.
and he would have beaten like 4 guys in the top 10, so it's or the top 15. So it's like you have to give him the title shot.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, for Yuri, I could see. Yeah, I mean, they could do
They could do
the
Roundtree. This is another one.
yeah Roundtree, Blakovich, or the loser Blakovich and Olberg, Ankalaev, Pereira loser. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, if Pereira loses, they're probably going to do a rematch. Him and
Yeah.
Ankalaev, hypothetically, if that were to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can go a few different directions. But what really
Uh,
surprised me about this weekend though, or last weekend was the weigh-in or the I'm sorry, the
2-8.
the the what do they call it? Help me out. The day, like the fight day weights.
Yeah, Yuri was
The
208.
way. Yeah, I mean, Yuri was 208. Completely shocking. I thought he'd be like 240. I don't know.
I thought
This
Yuri
man,
looked 220. I think
like
he's
two,
probably
yeah, or something
220.
like that, right? You'd think you'd gain 20, 30 pounds
He's
from him.
definitely 225. I think he's around 225.
He's so lean. So like you look at that and you could be like, because after the second prayer fight, he was talking about moving to middleweight, which I was just like, I don't know if he can make middleweight,
Yeah.
but looking at that, he definitely could. So
He
how?
needs to be at 225, 230 on fight night because the problem is Alex is around 230, 235. Like
Mhm.
that's huge advantage for Alex.
Yeah.
Also,
So I mean,
can you please show your dog in more shots, please? We
she's
want.
sleeping, bro. But
She fell asleep.
yeah,
Oh, look at her.
so here you go. Yeah, dude, she's just laying down.
That's
She's got her
cool.
head resting on my arm.
Dude, that is adorable. One. All right, so yeah, who should Jamal? I think Jamal should take a year off and rest his head.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I I mean, definitely don't get back in there early. You know what I mean? If he fights like
Yeah.
towards fall or like in the fall or winter or something like that, it could be more reasonable. Oh man, oh she's bucking out.
He
Hold
wants
up,
out.
she does one out.
Beans yak. Beans yak.
Let's see. Okay,
She saw me eating and then she's like, I want a burger.
eating on the pot, dude. Get a grip.
What's up?
Get a grip, dude. Eating on the fucking pot. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back to normal.
If Rogan can smoke a cigar and drink whiskey, I can eat a burger on our podcast.
Rogan has brain damage
I have brain damage as well, sir.
by choice.
I was
Are we?
born with a disability and just got enhanced by my brain damage, sir.
Are we still recording? Is this part of the episode?
Yes.
Unhinged. All right, where are we at? We're talking about Jamal Hill and all that nonsense. Okay, Jamal Hill. I hope he comes back. He seemed like he was humbled a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
he was hanging out with Yuri. There's a picture of him and Yuri having a drink at the bar. I don't know. I don't root against Jamal Hill. I really don't. Um, but he's really done a lot to like piss off a lot of fans, just the way he's been acting. So he's in order to just come back, he's gonna have to kind of revert a lot of things like that. Uh,
He needs to take a year off. I think his chin is gone. I think he needs to rest.
yeah, and I think if he does all that, I think he can come back and do really well. I think he's one of the better strikers in the division. He's got heavy hands. Uh, it's not a division with a crazy amount of wrestlers. Granted, wrestlers haven't really been his problem, but you know what I mean. There's matchups for him.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Congrats to Yuri.
If he comes back in like let's say July or August, I have a great matchup for him.
What's up?
Rackage.
Jamal Hill and Rakic. You know what? That might be crazy enough to work.
Why not?
That might be crazy enough to work now. Is Rakic? He hasn't fought since 300, right?
No, he fought Uncle Ivan and lost.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And, on the Taporia card. Yeah, I mean, I could see Rakic. Yeah, I mean, they're both coming off consecutive losses, both high in the rankings. That'd probably make the most sense, honestly. Just depends on how long they're both taking off.
Yeah.
A lot of it's timing, That's the tough part is when you get a division that's kind of thin like this.
Hmm.
Everything needs to really line up to get good fights that you would want to make on.
I mean,
But
fucking, what's his face?
we finally get 2 subscribers or 4 subscribers, and you're fucking eating on the goddamn pod.
Rogan drinks on his. I can eat on mine.
You're not Joe Rogan. You're not that
I
guy.
am Joe Rogan.
You are not that guy.
I am him.
You're
I'm
not
him,
even
guys.
Jamie,
I'm him.
dude. You're not even Jamie. You're just the guy who's standing outside the studio asking to come in.
I'm the one trespassing in.
Yeah, you're the guy who's setting off the security cameras at 4 a.m.
But like Krylov is literally hasn't fought in like 2 years and he's ranked like eight.
I'm not saying I don't think he's going to fall out of the rankings from inactivity. I'd be surprised at that. Like just what you're saying with how things are going with Krylov. But you can match him up with Krylov too if you want. But Nicky Throws is a violent man.
If Krylov wins like one fight, he could honestly get a title shot.
He could. He just hasn't been active. He's a name on the sheet that's like, where is he? We don't know. All right, move
Yeah.
on. But otherwise, I mean, Nicky Thrills and Peloton, dude, come on, it'd be a great fight. It'd be a great fight tomorrow. But you just can't. It's just hard to justify it.
How about Roundtree and Krylov?
I mean, dude, both those guys, both those guys are just pure excitement. So I'm in. If we were in studio, I'd smack you.
I'm sorry, it's my dinner time.
I'm gonna let this be silent. Sorry, dude. You're absolutely ridiculous. Just edit it out. No, but fucking
No, we're keeping the chewing on here.
God. Anyways,
Hey man,
Charlton,
our 3 subscribers don't care. That they want to see me chew. That's why they join this
I mean, hey,
podcast.
if you're, you know what, put in the comments. Do you want Neel chewing? If you want Neel chewing, let us know. If you don't, I'll let them know too. Give us a vote. Anyways, Charlton made a Sergey Spivak. Charlton made it look great. Spivak came out strong. Almeida quickly. I mean, got put on his back, but I mean, I believe it was like 2 minutes in, maybe. Almeida reversed him and just started unloading, and just in spectacular fashion TKOs him, and 7 seconds left in the first round.
Dude, Almeida's scary. Like if he gets you down, he's gonna keep you down.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think he showed in this fight. I mean, Spivak's not a world class striker by any means, but he showed that he can throw
Oh,
hands too. And
he's probably, I don't know. Spivak's probably the second best. Get rid of John Jones. He's probably the second best wrestler in that division behind Almeida.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Like
Spivak's a fantastic grappler. And he was putting Almeida on his ass for the first couple minutes. I think Almeida's really improved his hands, and I think it's really showed.
mhm.
He looked great. It was one of his best wins.
I think this is his best win by far.
Yeah, this is his best highlight, definitely.
Because like, who else is a better wrestler than Almeida? I can't tell anyone in that division outside of John Jones.
Yeah.
Like Almeida took Curtis Blades down and kept him down. The only reason Curtis Blades got up was because it was the end of round one.
Mhm.
So Almeida's probably the best wrestler. I'd say Spivak's number two. Curtis Blades probably number three. But my point being, like, who the fuck's gonna stop Almeida's grappling in the top five? Sergi hasn't really fought a grappler. Like, honestly, I want to see Sergi fight Almeida after he beats Rosenstruck.
I, I I agree. I think or after foregone conclusion, dude, what if Rosenstruck just fucking sleeps him though?
That'd be
What if,
insane.
dude, what if Rosenstruck just goes on a run? What are we gonna do?
I mean,
What
he can
happened?
go on a run. We saw he was like what? He was ranked number two or three when Francis fought him.
Dude, we've been trying to get this guy a fucking good fight for years.
I mean, we
Like,
tried getting Derek Lewis. If he loses to Sergi, then I want to
we
see
don't.
Rosenstruck fight Derek Lewis.
Come on, man. We don't. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I could see him fighting. I think a Pavlich matchup that'd be really interesting given Pavlich's combat sambo experience. Rosenstruck, it really wouldn't be a good matchup. But if Pavlich wins, I think it'd be an awesome matchup. Pavlich Almeida.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
Mm,
People respect Almeida, dude. Curtis Blaze got a title shot off of beating Almeida.
yeah. No, I mean, I think Almeida's got the respect, but he just needs like I don't I don't think a lot of people are viewing him as a contender, fortunately. Like when people are talking about the guys that Tom Aspinall is going to fight, they talk about Sorogan, John Jones, and after that, they're like, who the fuck does he fight after that? Like that's typically been the discourse that I've seen generally. I don't know if you disagree, tell me, but that's just generally what I've seen.
Yeah.
So I think a win like this
I
puts him in the forefront of dangerous heavyweights that
yeah.
could match up
I
with
want to
Aspinall.
see I want to see Tom Aspinall and Serial Gain though next.
Hmm.
That matchup needs to happen next. As much as we love Volkov and we all love Volkov. Volkov, all the homies love Volkov. But
Hmm.
Serial
I don't
Gain
know. I know
and
they said they're gonna make it right with Volkov. I don't know if that means giving him the title shot
no, you got to give
or
it
what that
to
means, but
you got to give it to Gain because he beat Spivak and he beat Volkov. So like
mhm,
I'm just going by what the record is. I don't. As for my opinion, I thought Volkov won that fight, but
mhm.
it is
Yeah,
what
no,
it is.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I'm excited about that matchup, so I'm kind of overlooking, like
Yeah,
the how the fight actually played out.
I
But
think they're gonna do Gain and fucking what's his face Aspinall next. They're gonna say, okay, Aspinall, if you beat Gain, we'll let you fight Jones.
um, I think they're gonna do Jones or bust.
I think they're gonna do Aspinall and Gain probably in June, and then whoever I assume Aspinall is gonna win,
The
and
interim
then they're gonna do Jones and Aspinall in November in Madison Square Garden.
for the interim or undisputed
Gain is gonna defend his interim belt again, or sorry, Gain's gonna fight for the interim, and then Jones is gonna fight for the undisputed against Tom in November. I'm calling it now. June, Tom and Gain, and then winner.
interesting. So you think they're gonna still hold out and have the two champ thing going?
Yep.
Hmm.
It's not that ridiculous. Connor had the similar issue. Remember when Connor was holding out?
Hmm.
It took him a while for them to strip him.
I I don't know. I feel like they're gonna try to negotiate a Jones fight, and if it doesn't come to fruition, they're just gonna strip him and they're gonna
I
make
think they're gonna
Aspinall
negotiate,
undisputed.
and I think Jones is gonna be like, "All right, I'll fight him if he beats Gain," and so Tom's gonna have to fight Gain.
You think the UFC is gonna bend to that though?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Not for
John Jones.
Jones.
They want to make the fight. Like they want Tom to be the next guy. So if you want that respect, you have to fight Gain.
I think
Gain's no slouch.
he already has the fans' respect though. He has everybody's respect except for John Jones. Even
Yeah.
that's probably debatable with how his actual feelings are.
Yep.
So I don't I I think you have to try to do the Jones Aspinall fight. That's just the most obvious fight to try to make. And if Jones doesn't want to fucking do it, then fine, but go away. Like
Yeah.
this fucking sport is going on, whether you want to be here or not. And like it's not a little retirement home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get to just sit there and be like, oh, you have to do this. Like, no, dude, you have a fucking interim champion up your ass. Like, fight him. The
Yeah.
fucking best in the world or
Also,
not.
UFC 312's card, the UFC 312 card is ass. I just want to give that a shout out.
Dude, it is ass. It's so unfortunate.
I'm not paying for it. I mean, I never pay for it, but not this one.
Well, I usually pay for them all, but I don't know. I might just have to go to a bar or something to watch it. But
Stream
yeah,
East,
it's
Stream East. Not that I have ever used it, but I've heard of Stream
I
East.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No idea what you're talking about. Anyways, let's talk about things that are real.
What other fights were on the main card? Oh, Kevin Holland and Reiner de Ritter.
RDR got a good win. I mean, Kevin Holland just got fucking eaten alive.
He's
I mean,
not good.
he got bad juju. Here's the thing: Kevin Holland got bad juju going into the week. First of all, he's an idiot for staying up at 185. Shouldn't be doing
Hmm.
that, right? Bad move. Second of all, he goes on the Jackson podcast and completely disrespects Rampage Jackson. Can you see that? You gotta
Yeah,
watch it if
and
you haven't.
Rampage had the last laugh. Rampage was laughing his ass off after RDR beat him.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like you could laugh that guy out of the room, anyways. But just because he was just acting foolish. Normally I think Kevin Holland has like a pretty solid charm to him, but that was just strange.
Yeah.
But he had bad juju, and he has not improved his ground game at all. Still, um, I mean, it was a good win for DeRitter. I just don't think we learned anything more about DeRitter
Yeah.
than we already knew,
I think
unfortunately. But
RDR should fight Costa next.
mhm. Costa, yeah, you could do Costa. You could do. What else do we have? Who's reasonable? Where'd they place? Is he in the ranking? Oh, he's not even in the rankings.
No.
That's crazy. Yeah, but Costa would be a good fight.
I mean, I really want to see Bo Nickel and Costa because I know Costa can beat the shit out of Bo Nickel.
mm, yeah, it'd be interesting what they do with Costa.
Here's what needs to happen. Kevin Holland needs to go down to 170 and fight someone down there. Um, RDR needs to fight Fluffy Hernandez. That's who's gonna fight. Either that or who's that? Who's that one dude? Michelle Pereira.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they want to. I think if you're going to insert this guy into the rankings, you gotta go higher than 14, 15.
You
You
got
gotta
no.
hit
He has to
like,
fight someone at 14, 15, then one guy at 9, 8, and another guy in the top
not
five. That's
really
how it
though. You could
works.
fight because you could justify a fight with Costa.
I want to see Costa and
And it doesn't necessarily mean if he fights and he beats 11 Costa, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be 11th ranked.
that's
He's
true.
probably going to be, 12. I mean, is he really going to be put ahead of Fluffy Hernandez? Maybe,
Wait, Costa's
but
9 or 11?
no, no, no. Or Costa's 11, yeah.
Wow, he used to be like 7, 8.
Well,
Damn.
he's had a pretty steep decline,
I want to see
unfortunately.
Costa fight Bo Nickel just because I know he can beat Bo Nickel pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I want to see Michelle Pereira fight Bo Nickel in a 3-round fight. That's what I want to see. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun.
I know for a fact Paulo Costa will beat the shit out of Bo Nickel. You know why? Because Yoel Romero couldn't take down Paulo Costa, and Costa has some of the best takedown defense in the UFC, which means if you're not going to take him down, you're going to have to strike with him. And I trust me, Costa's a damn good striker, which means he's going to beat the shit out of Bo Nickel.
Did Vittori take him down?
No,
What's his takedown? I wonder what his stats are. But yeah, I mean, I could
let's look it up.
justify Phil Costa, somebody in that 11 to 15 range. You think? I think Fluffy Hernandez would be a really exciting fight, to be honest. Put them in a five
Yeah,
rounder, be cool. He has what is his total takedown offense, dude?
I'm trying to
He
find
has an
it.
80. He has 80% takedown offense.
How'd you find that so quick?
It's on the UFC's website.
Oh,
No, it's on I have the rankings page pulled up, so I can reference as I speak. Um, um, um,
yeah,
um,
takedown defense. Oh, 80%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I feel like I remember being higher. I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy on that, but I feel like it used to be higher. My point is, in a Costa nickel matchup, dude, Costa's striking is so much better than Bo's.
And
It's just not even.
the grappling is not that far off because Costa is such a good takedown defense guy.
I mean, offensively, Bo is, in my opinion, far better. But
Yeah, yeah, but I'm talking about
if
takedown
Costa,
defense.
right? I feel like we're kind of getting at the same point here. Where if Costa is able to defensively hold off Bo Nickel's grappling advantages or grappling advances rather, then it essentially nullifies any effective offense that he could give Costa, which would open the door for Costa to, you know,
Costa is also strong as shit, so good luck taking him down.
yeah. I mean, Costa's got the physicality. He's got,
He's got
he
jujitsu.
is. Yeah, I mean, he's got jujitsu, but is that really going to come into play? Bo's got jujitsu too. I feel like that's kind of a null and void thing. What is most important is Costa's takedown defense. Does that hold up? And is he able to pull the trigger and strike, which he should be able to against Bo Nickel? Because I mean, Bo Nickel was, dude, fucking Bo Nickel was he couldn't pull the trigger on Paul Craig. He couldn't, which that's insane. I'm sorry. As a fucking striker, you have to pull the trigger on guys like
Did
that.
you see what Brendan Allen and Caio Borrello did to Paul Craig?
Right. And that's the kind of performance that Bo could have had against him. And that's what I feel like they're trying to set him up for, which I don't know. I'm not trying to disrespect Paul Craig. I'm just saying Paul Craig's striking is nowhere near where his grappling is. And it was just a striking contest, and he should have you just gotta be better than that. And I think he was getting booed out of the arena. I mean, it was just a tough performance, right? So when you look at that performance and you try to match him up against somebody like Costa, who's
Hmm.
having similar struggles, it just kind of makes sense,
Hmm.
right? And the matchup, as we've been talking about, would be interesting just because of the inflection points.
Yeah.
But
All right. I'm gonna zoom through the prelims and early prelims. Barcelos was good. He looked good against Talbot. He taught him a lesson. That was really good.
mm,
Any thoughts on that fight?
I mean, Talbot just ran into a guy who was just more experienced and better, right? I mean, Talbot has glaring holes in his ground game at the moment, and he's just got to improve it. He's young enough to do it, but
Yep.
Barcelos is. Barcelos is a really good fighter. He's super underrated, goes under the
Yep.
radar. I don't think it's a bad loss. I just think it's a loss that he has to learn from.
Yep. Azmat, Bakov, and Zachary Reese. I thought this was a good fight. Bakov looked really good.
Dude, this fight was tough
Yeah.
because Reese looked okay to start, and I picked him to win. So this was tough. But
Yeah.
he the problem wasn't Bakov winning, it was the fact that he was landing strikes to the back of the head that were the finishing blows. That he landed directly in the back of the head, which is tough. But then the
Yep.
ref comes in and just like dive bombs fucking Reese and complete. And it's like it was gonna be a TKO,
Yeah.
right? It was
Yeah.
gonna be a
Yeah.
TKO, and then he gets dive bombed. He gets knocked out.
Yep.
So it was just a. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on Bakoyev. He. I don't think he meant to do any of this, but it's a good win
Yep.
for him. But it was just kind of marred in controversy, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Guskov, Billy Okelena. This one looked good. Guskov's
Billy
good.
started fine. I feel like Guzkov kind of looked like shit, but
Yeah. I think Guskov should fight Johnny Walker again. Like they should redo that matchup. Uh,
oh right, they never fought. That's right. Yeah, yeah, do that.
yeah. Grant Dawson, Diego Ferreira. Dawson looked really good. He should probably fight someone in the top 15 again, but
Mm-hmm.
that's as far as I can go. Ferreira should probably retire. Any other comments?
Not really, man. I like Dawson right now. He's looking good.
No.
He he does need top 15 matchups, so if he's kind of move forward,
Yep.
so just kind of interested to see where that goes.
Um,
Ferrer, he's 40, probably hang him up.
yeah. Bantamweight early prelims. Eileen Perez looked good against Carol Rosa. Um, I don't have any other comments on the prelims.
Not really. I mean, Tiger Ulanbekov got a good win. Um,
I did not watch this fight, I'll be honest. How was this one?
Tiger looked good. He just kind of outgrappled him. There was one scorecard that was 29-28. But generally,
This
Tiger was just ahead of Carpenter
okay.
and
This is
outgrappling
the
him.
this is the early prelim flyweight fight. So it's usually the fight the secret banger of the night.
Yeah, Tiger doesn't really fight like that. He doesn't really fight like a Pantoja. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
definitely more. He's super tall for the weight class, but he's got like a. He's more of a grappler for sure, and like
Yeah,
a
he's
lanky
five
kind of
seven.
striker. I mean, he's good though. He's
Mm-hmm.
good though. He fights careful. He fights careful, so he's kind of going under the radar versus some other flyweights who are just banging.
Yeah.
But he looked good. Sopaj looked good against Tertios. It's a good win. Renu Nakamura did not look good, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That sucked to see. Uh,
Yep.
but I thought it was a really good card overall.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed it. So
Good card. So let's see, what news do I have? Usman's coming back at some point. Vittoria's coming back at some
fake
point.
news, dude. Keep
Um,
keep giving us fake news.
Usman literally posted on his Instagram something. I got something big coming for y'all. Fight news potentially coming down in the next month or two.
But I think I've been told that 3 times.
I mean, he
Maybe
said it
about
on
six
in a
months ago.
video that he posted on his Instagram channel, so I don't know what to tell you.
Fair
Um,
enough.
so I'm just going to what Usman told
Hope he
me.
comes
I
back.
saw.
Love Usman.
Yeah. What else is there? Uh, Pereira Ankalaev was made official. Gaethje Hooker was made official. That's Gaethje Hooker's people's main event. That's probably going to be fight of the year.
Are those are both in the Vegas card, right?
Yeah, in March.
313. Yeah.
So yeah, the UFC 312 card is ass. Um,
It's unfortunate. You know what pisses me off, dude? The week before and after are Apex cards, and it's like, dude, just take the best matchups from those cards, just
well,
put them on the
the
Australia
problem
card.
is it's not an Apex card, so there are not any fights this upcoming weekend, and the following weekend it's the Saudi Arabia card, and then it's 312.
Oh, right, right, right. No, you're right. It's the week after it's Apex card
Yeah.
with Cannonier and Rodriguez.
Wait, Cannonier's fighting Fluffy?
No, no, I'm sorry. It's Jared Cannonier and Gregory Rodriguez.
Oh, Gregory
RoboCop.
Rodriguez is good.
Yeah, RoboCop. Calvin Cater's fighting Yusuf Slaw.
Oh
Edmund
damn, I'm gonna have to
Shabazian.
really watch that card now.
Yeah, there's some okay fights on here. I mean, it's just an Apex card, so it's just like, dude, just fucking take these fights, the good fights from here, and put them
Well,
on.
they need fights, but also I think this is very I mean Cannonier is a former title challenger. He's a big name. People know him. And then who's the other guy? The featherweight dude?
Calvin Cade. Yusuf
No, no, no,
Salar.
Calvin Cater, Calvin Cater, because he
Oh,
he
Calvin
was
Cade.
he fought Max and became a highlight reel. So like people know these guys. Like the fans know these guys. So these are good. These are good for a Apex card.
I mean, this is a classic Apex card. There's some okay fights on here. Shabazian's coming back. He's fighting Dylan Buka. Shabazian in his last fight, um, lost me a significant amount of money in a parlay, not for what I put down, but for what I could have won on the one missed leg. So I do have a little bit of animosity towards Shabazian at the moment.
When you see him, if you ever see him in Vegas, just yell at him.
Yeah, I could have, whatever, who cares? Don't bet, kids. Ismail Bonfim's coming back. That'd be
If
cool.
kids are watching this
Adolfo
podcast, then we
Vieira.
have a problem.
Yeah, right. Fucking turn it off.
Yeah. My burger eating is the most popular part of this podcast, of
Yeah,
course.
no one's. This is the dark part of the podcast where no one's listening anymore.
Yeah.
Angela Hill's fighting Ketlin Souza. This is probably the highest ranked
D
fight.
Dana White isn't cheap, FYI.
Sure thing, buddy. Jared Gordon's fighting other bomb fiends fighting under
Dude, this
Gabriel
is actually a
Bonfim.
decent card.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm looking at some of the matchups, the more I'm looking at this, I'm kind of all right. It's still Apex card, it's still a classic Apex card, but it looks like it's gonna be a fun Apex card because bigger bomb theme, Gabriel bomb theme. He's fighting Hanat. He's fighting Hanat Fakhrdiev. That's the guy who beat this is a bald dude who beat up Kevin Lee, Russian guy.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah, I
talking
know
about?
him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we got some good matchups coming up.
Vince Morales. Yeah.
Yep. All right, that was the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to this point now, I have no idea why you're doing so, but
We appreciate it. Like and subscribe,
yeah, we
comment.
appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Thanks, guys.